Hey guys, and welcome to our review for Solo, a Star Wars story. My name is Scott Ellis, joined here by Tim McGavick.
I forgot to wear my Star Wars shirt again. I did this during Last Jedi thing as well. I know, I fucked up.
It's the wrong universe.
You
man.
fool.
Fucking idiot. Sick of this.
Also joining us is Tyler Switolski.
I don't own a Star Wars shirt.
You should.
You don't own many shirts, but... I don't know.
What is that supposed to mean?
Also joining us is Adam Franey.
I do own one. I didn't even think of it.
Just dad shirts this
Completely.
week.
I-
Full dad mode.
I could have worn my Darth Vader tank top. Just have my
Me
pale
too.
pythons
No, that's good.
just hanging out.
The pale
I the Millennium
pythons.
Falcon.
Only own one pale python.
Oh, his
Okay, Solo, a Star Wars
Right
story,
there.
directed by Ron Howard, starring Alden Ehrenreich, Emilia Clarke, Woody Harrelson, Donald Glover, Thandie Newton,
Donglover?
Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Jonas Suotamo, and Paul Bettany.
Donglover.
Shut up.
Tim, can you give us a synopsis
Oh,
of
boy.
Solo for the viewers so they know?
A young and optimistic Han Solo finds himself entangled with a band of thieves for hire on a mission to steal the extremely valuable coaxium, the substance used to power hyperspeed that criminal syndicates have been battling for and selling off.
All right.
Coaxium.
Is that right? Coaxium.
I looked it up, made sure it was the right word before I just went off by memory.
Rare.
Unrefined
fuel.
or refined?
Either or, whatever you can get your hands on, bud.
They're looking for refined.
Not either or.
Apparently, either or will do.
You got to keep it stable.
Very
Tim, let's
explosive.
keep it with you. What do you think of Solo,
The biggest Star
a
Wars.
Star
fan.
Wars story?
Oof. Directed by Mr. Ron Howard himself.
Yeah.
Well,
Classic Ron
kinda.
Howard.
kinda.
Kind of. In classic
Jack
Ron
of all
Howard.
trades.
70%.
Yeah, I directed most of it. In classic Ron Howard style, this is a very safe and okay movie.
Incredibly safe.
Nothing terrible.
Tim,
Well, there's some terrible things in it.
what's the goal when you're making a movie, Tim?
Make it either really good or really bad. Don't make a middle of the road movie.
Indecisiveness.
Yes.
Wrong.
Make it not terrible.
Don't
yeah.
make it shit.
Yeah.
And if that means
If you're gonna make it shit, then make it really shit.
Make
Really
it like
Yeah.
terrible
Intentionally.
intentionally.
Yeah, it's just kind of dull.
Dull.
Yeah.
Interesting.
boring, would you say?
In
Plain.
parts. It's plain. In parts, it's kind of
stale.
yeah.
Even
I don't know. It's not like I
Lifeless,
asking,
someone
I don't
might
It's
say.
slightly too
I might
long,
not
I think. Like, I went in thinking it was like 2 hours, and then it wasn't. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm like, they definitely could have shaved 15 minutes off somewhere.
They come in under 2 for sure.
Oh, they shaved.
No,
Shaved
really?
two directors.
I mean,
out of a
they
job.
reshot 70%.
It's true.
They cut a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it seemed very meandering, I think.
Okay.
It just was weird. It's just a weird movie. I don't know. There's just something about it. Just the flow of it seemed very like choppy. A lot of just like a scene ends and then boom, you're in like a new place kind of thing happened.
Not a lot of good flow. It
Um,
didn't transition well.
Yeah. Didn't love like the whole relationships between characters, let's just say, I guess. I thought Alden as Han Solo.
Eisenreich.
Well, as a Han Solo. He was not the Han Solo. He was a different version, and I thought he was fine.
Fine.
Donald Glover, though, was literally perfect.
Agreed.
Agreed. I thought he was great as Lando. All the little like, Scott's not a great.
Interesting.
Calls him Han, which is what Billy D. Williams did. I guess he was the
Yeah.
only actor who couldn't figure out this
Old
wasn't Han.
pirate.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It just seemed a little empty. Like it didn't really add anything to the character at all to me, really. We find out where he gets his name, which was stupid.
Yeah.
I kind of expected that.
I thought
Did
just
you?
just have his name be Han Solo. Don't have some like
Imagine
random
that.
Imperial Guard like give him the name, the moniker. Like it's so stupid.
It's fucking terrible.
You're in Star Wars. Star Wars people have weird names. Just have your guy named Han Solo. Like it's fine.
I didn't hate it.
I don't
Doesn't
know.
bother me.
It bothered me.
I didn't hate it
It's-
at all.
It's just stupid.
That was just part of the movie to me. It kind of just...
I don't know.
Terrible writing.
I thought Chewie was great. This is the most we've seen of Chewbacca, and he kicks ass in it.
Yeah.
Ripping dudes' arms off, just like smashing people into floors and ceilings. I'm like,
Smashing
Fuck.
people upward
Yeah.
into ceilings.
Yeah.
Pretty.
so there's
underrated
just
move.
there's some parts I really liked in it, but then there's also parts I'm just like, fuck, let's just get this done with. Yeah, I don't know.
Overall, it was
Overall, it's
fairly
just-
average for you.
Very like up and from very.
Up and down.
It's very up and down. Very up and down.
Right on.
Yeah.
Moving on, Ty, what are your thoughts about Solo?
I went into this thinking
Did you
it
see
was. I did see it.
Okay.
I did see it.
That's a start.
That's
Nice.
well, yeah. I went into this
Nice
thinking that it was.
Nice job.
It was going. You saw it? Well done.
Was it
Good
about?
job,
You
buddy.
said it was about Solo cups, or
No. What am I, stupid?
Yeah, very.
Anyways, I
remember that? Remember that word?
Soundbite that.
Give me a second. We'll get there.
We'll
get there.
We'll get there.
I went into this thinking it was going to be shit, just because
That
of.
was gonna be shit.
I said that flat out. Like,
You
this
did
is going to
say
be a
that.
nightmare.
Yeah.
Just because, like,
Nightmare.
the beginning of it, like, apparently Lord and Miller, it was like, most of it was improv. They had to bring in acting coaches, and they get Ron Howard to try and save this burning ship.
Safe it.
Yeah.
But you loved it.
I didn't love it, but it was
okay.
better than what I thought it was going to be. It was good. I enjoyed it.
The old expected a 0, got a 3.
Exactly. That kind of thing, yeah.
Been there.
Yeah. So I was pleasantly surprised by this.
Okay.
Performances I thought were good. I expected, again, I didn't think that...
What did you expect?
I expected to be shit. I didn't think that
Very fast.
Alden was going to... I didn't think he was going to be any good. Just because I saw the trailer and I was like, he doesn't feel like Han Solo.
He didn't sound good in the trailer. I'll be completely honest.
It didn't, I just
wasn't
didn't-
feeling him in the trailer.
I didn't get that vibe from him. And so when I saw him, I was, again, pleasantly surprised. I thought, you know what? This is believable. Do I think that they could have gotten, like, I don't know, like 3 or 4 other people that could have done it? Probably. Wasn't my first guess as to who they would get for this.
I agree with that.
But yeah, I was surprised. The effects were pretty good. Nothing stood out to me as terrible.
Yeah,
I
agree with that.
I'll jump
I
in.
agree with everything said.
On that note, I think visually, like it looks
I'm sweating so much.
I thought it looked fantastic.
I think it's selling it
Like,
short to say nothing.
It
was
looked
bad.
sick.
I'd say it looked amazing.
Like I love the look.
Rogue One and this
Of the
looked
Star
better
Wars.
than the episodic movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
They're
Just the
stunning.
grittiness of it.
Bradford Young, by the way, did Arrival.
Right.
Interesting.
I don't know. I just love the visuals.
Actually, that
It
scene on the
looks
train I
sick.
thought stood out to me like quite a bit. Like where
Super
they're
cool.
Yeah, just quickly.
yeah.
They mentioned that in the Wikipedia, it's like a Western. They call it a Western space film, like
I heard-
Firefly.
I heard
If this
that.
was more like train heist movie, like if that heist was like
Bigger.
the main part of that story, and it was like all about them planning this big heist and made it more focused on that would have been sick.
More around like one heist because we get a couple.
We get a couple, yeah.
Yeah.
I would have preferred to see like one big heist or something.
I agree.
Continue.
Right.
Sorry.
I also
Just
think
remembered.
I think that actually you're right though. That would have like certain things that happened in that scene would have been a lot more
Impactful.
Impactful.
More.
if
We
we
had more
spent-
time with people. And
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the flaws, I'd say. At least the way some of those characters are treated in that sequence, that train sequence.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, that probably could have been done better, or just like later, or like maybe the characters, probably shouldn't have forgot about what happened.
A lot
so
of
quickly.
wasted potential.
I don't know, but it didn't bother me that much.
Yeah.
I mean, especially
It's still good.
Especially the one CG character. I didn't mind what happened to him.
Johnny Favs.
Yeah, just because of that voice, I just can't.
Ooh, it's a Wookiee.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
Really funny.
Who is he?
John Favreau,
Oh, it was John Favreau.
that little monkey man.
Yeah, it's a Wookiee.
Yeah.
John Favreau?
Yeah, you guys didn't know that.
The second I heard that voice, I'm like, oh, I forgot John Favreau was
I
in
think
this.
they blackmailed him. They felt so bad for doing that to him, giving him that shit character, that they gave him the TV series to direct.
I thought on
What?
I can't believe you guys didn't know that.
on the topic of like characters and actors, I thought the acting was pretty good. I couldn't see any faults really. I wasn't a huge fan of Donald Glover as Lando.
Really?
I don't know why.
Interesting.
I thought he was
Really?
fine, but
Really?
there's some points where I just sort of saw his like community character. Like he was just a little bit. He was like not necessarily just a little bit goofy. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm like I didn't see Lando as necessarily goofy.
He was like I think I see this as
Goofy?
young Lando. Like you saw like Han kind of get older and kind of mature a little bit more.
About 10 years before New Hope.
Yeah, so like I see him as kind of like he changes a little bit.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
What do you mean? When was he goofy?
Oh, it was a couple. I'll agree with
Was
Scott
he
on that.
like? What do you? I need
Just-
an example.
I don't know specifically.
the
Some of just his
overall-
Was
mannerisms.
the
I
Lando
think.
Chronicles when he's like dictating his life story?
Yeah,
That
stuff
was hilarious.
hilarious.
Yeah.
It just didn't seem like Lando. I don't know. It just
Interesting.
I liked it, but I'm like, this seems a bit. I don't know. It's Lando seemed more serious to me, but yeah, I thought the acting was very good overall. I do like L3. I don't know if we haven't mentioned L3 yet. I thought L3 was fantastic.
Honestly, I hated L3 at first. Like right away, like it just like
A little jarring.
yeah, like honestly, it just kept talking. I was just like, oh man, it's gonna get annoying. But then like as the character went on, I liked her a lot more.
I don't know what it is about the latest Star Wars films and like the droids. They're doing them very well.
Yeah.
K2.
Yeah,
And
K2.
someone mentioned, and I was watching a bunch of Solo reviews. Someone was mentioning, how when you have a character like that is not beholden to any pre-existing character like Lando or Han or some other characters that people are trying so hard to be like that person. When you have characters like L3 that are just fresh, then it sort of breathes some fresh air into the movie, and definitely brought some life to the film at that point, because it was kind of like dragging a little bit.
Much needed life.
And yeah, some of the other characters didn't hit as well, like Woody Harrelson, Tobias Beckett,
Could have been anybody.
just like kind of throwaway character.
Yeah.
He was fine, but again, it's just like he didn't have that spark like Phoebe Waller-Bridge did with L3. Paul Bettany was fine. Could have been Michael K. Williams. Did I get that right?
Is that who it was supposed to be?
Yeah, that's who it was. And then they had to reshoot. He had scheduling conflicts.
Michael K. Williams would be so much more better.
Would have been terrifying.
Devastating.
Michael K.
I mean,
Williams.
You don't know.
Okay.
he'll be in another Star Wars movie or show, I bet.
Yeah.
Michael K. Williams?
Yeah.
They'll make it rain.
Oh, 100%. They'll make it rain? Is that?
Right. They'll make it right.
They'll make it rain on him.
Yo,
Um,
make it rain.
But overall, Solo. I liked it. Honestly, I liked it. Like, I sort of think about the other sort of action thriller movies like lately, like and it just I thought it was as good, if not better, than some of those. Like the Tomb Raider type movies, like those.
Yeah.
If you think of it in that vein, instead of comparing it to the episodic Star Wars movies, it's really good, honestly. And when you compare it to those, obviously it's going to be compared to Star Wars films. I just mean for what it is. It's not this high elevated drama action thing like the episodic ones are, where you have all this, family drama and conflict and all this. It's a lot darker, I feel. I just thought the action was solid. It did feel a little bit shoehorned, where it's like, okay, we got to do the Kessel Run, we got to meet Chewie, we gotta win the Millennium Falcon,
Yeah.
gotta do
get
all
your
these things, and
blaster.
it's like
Yeah.
the blaster, which I thought that was cool, by the way,
Because you just like
because it explained why it looks like it does,
Yeah.
because it's like you unhinge it kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
it's like part of it.
I was wondering, like, why does this blaster have a giant scope on
It's
it?
part of a folding sniper's rifle.
Right. I thought that was cool. We'll get into spoilers, but I thought there was some character reveals where I was like, whoa. Like,
Yeah. Generally surprised.
there was some good surprises, especially we'll talk about that cameo. But that literally... I was like, oh, no, you didn't.
Scott just turned into a sassy
I
black one.
expected some cameos, and I didn't expect that.
Didn't expect that one.
Yeah, the three I expected we did not get.
Nope.
There's three I thought were for sure we'd see and didn't.
Which is good.
We'll get to that. We'll touch on that.
I
in a
guess.
second.
happen.
Adam, I want to know what you think.
I basically, for the most part, agree with everybody. I think. I didn't hate it, and I certainly didn't love it. I just thought it was extremely, mediocre, safe. There's some stuff I did think was bad. Like, I hated the, Han, who are you with? No one, I'm so alone. Han Solo. Like, I thought that was so poorly
It's a little
written.
cringe.
So cringe.
It
And why would he not have a last name already?
Yeah.
Right.
Does he not know his own last name? I
He
don't...
knew his dad.
Or he
so
didn't want to like give his last name to like
The
them.
Empire?
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay, that's not bad. That's
So
not
he
bad.
wouldn't get caught or something.
I thought Alden was not great on his own. Once Lando comes into the picture, who I thought was perfect. I thought Don Glover was amazing as Lando. Like I was like, yep, that's Lando. No problem connecting that in my brain.
Right.
With Alden, I was like, I need like a feeling out period with this guy. Like,
It's tough.
he wasn't great,
follow.
and like that giant like worm, old woman creature.
Yeah, I thought that
I
was
almost
kind of
laughed at
weird.
that.
Oh, I laughed. I don't think I was supposed to. I don't know. And just like, oh, some of the writing was just bad. He's like, she's like, oh, I hope you have a plan or something. And he's like, I do this. And like throws the rock and like lets the light in. And like him driving the speeder and like getting it stuck. Like, watch this. Like the lines were
The
bad.
beginning, I don't know if we really touched on that opening
First
sequence. Not good.
Yeah.
No,
You didn't
not
like the
good.
speeder?
Speeder's cool.
I thought that was really well done.
Super cool speeder. I just mean like it was like hokey.
Yeah, it was very cheese ball.
They weren't they weren't on their A game.
I don't know if that was Lord and Miller or was if, like
They're
their
improving
leftovers,
those lines?
maybe. Or,
I don't know.
yeah.
So that was like one of the coolest like
Scenes?
that like I'd seen
Which
like at the speeder.
the speeder chase.
Yeah,
Parts of it were cool. I like when he like fishtails and knocks that guy and sends him flipping.
yeah.
I didn't mean the action per se.
Oh, okay.
Just
Yeah.
them in it was just kind of cringe.
Okay.
Yeah, I found it cringe. But then I liked once he met Chewie, their chemistry was good, and I liked once he was bouncing off Lando. But when he's talking to Kira and Woody Harrelson and them, I just thought, I'm like, yeah, it's not Han Solo. It's just like an imposter. I didn't think he was good enough to anchor scenes on his own. Didn't care / didn't like any of the new characters. Like we said, Jon Favreau was bad. All of his lines were like unfunny and safe. Super safe lines. I thought Woody was not great. Kira, not great.
I was gonna say, what do you guys think of Emilia Clarke as Kira?
Performance wise, fine.
Like fine, I would say. Yeah.
Character is odd.
It's
Oh,
kind of a
not
classic
fleshed
character,
out.
I feel.
Man.
Like you are away from someone and you're imprinting what relationship
past
you
memory,
had,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
they're changed now.
Yeah.
It's kind of a classic character
Yeah.
trope, I feel.
But you also kind of like in those kinds of characters, you have like a moment where you kind of figure out what kind of character this new character is. Like even though like, they're not new, but like you haven't seen them in a few years, and then you see
There was a
them
little
again.
bit of that.
There was a little bit of that, but then like you thought
Obviously not
that's the thing.
fully.
You thought you understood the
No,
character, and then this character does other things, and this character does other things. It's like, oh, okay, so that's the kind of person there, and then they do something else that's totally weird. So like, to me, it's just I didn't get a good I got a weird vibe from this character.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a fully, there wasn't a full arc there.
Yeah,
I will say it's probably because of the director change and all the scenes that were cut, and I feel like that was a byproduct of that.
okay.
Because there's a lot of scenes, and one thing as well.
And another thing,
another one.
another one.
I feel like there should have been more of him in like the Imperial,
Totally bypass that.
what's it called?
The Empire.
Academy.
Not
Flight
the not
Academy?
the Air Force, but Flight Academy, whatever.
I guess.
Yeah.
or
I feel like there
whatever.
should have been more of that, like because
Because he references it often.
I got kicked
was
out.
like,
I was
like,
kicked
pilot.
out. I was too like badass.
Mind of my
But
own.
I feel like it was just cut out.
Yeah.
And actually, I know it was cut out. I read this article
saw it.
the other day, and it was like Lawrence Kasdan was talking about some things that were cut, and he had a cameo.
Yeah.
In some of that Flight Academy stuff, and they said, yeah, there's a bunch of
Really?
those scenes that got cut, and
Wow, so they were there, but they just
they were there,
But they
and it's
removed
just
them.
one of those things where it's like I'm like what I thought, because I like that like war sequence.
Yeah.
It was like running around, like that was sick.
yeah,
Like because it was like explosions going off. I'm like, this is a Star Wars.
On gun.
This is a Star War.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I thought
don't
it
know.
was cheese. I did not like the war sequence.
You didn't like that.
I didn't like Han Gump. Like running around, like bumbling, fumbling, like, whoa, what are we gonna do?
I thought it looked good.
And like Woody, super cheese, like quick draw McGraw. I was like, no, I'm out. Not feeling it. Didn't like it. I don't know why.
I thought visually it looked good. How about that?
Yeah, the movie looks amazing, like I said. Creature effects are amazing. Love the costumes and the shooting on location, like that snowy mountain. You can tell they're all like freezing. I loved that. And the desert and all that. But yeah, I don't know. I was pretty underwhelmed. I liked some of the action beats. Liked the chemistry a lot between Han and Lando. Like the Sabacc game was great. Their digging at each other was great. I didn't like the villain or villains like Paul Bettany or Infus Nest. I think that's the name.
Infus Nest.
Thought it was just like somewhat cool looking, and then that character's reveal was, I thought, pretty underwhelming and weird. And just like pretty uneven, like you were saying. First act was like slow, and then it picked up, and then slowed right back down again.
Much like how Chewie throws people up and also throws them into the ground.
Yeah, ragdolling them up
You
and
get up and
down.
downs in this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, let's give our ratings and we can move into some spoiler discussion because I'm sure there's a few things we can talk about there. I'm going to start off. I'm going to say heavy 3.
I'm gonna go 3.
Oof.
Heavy 3.
Oof. You guys didn't give me any time to think. 3. Fuck it.
All right.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Not terrible.
Well, if you haven't seen Solo, check it out. It needs all the help it can get right now at the box office.
You ever said that about a Star Wars movie before?
There's a phone line at the bottom.
I mean, I
if you
say
could call
it
in.
needs all the help. I mean, it's going to do well. It's
Yeah.
just not.
The
83
only reason it
million.
might not make budget back is because they had to reshoot so much of it that they like pretty much doubled down on the movie.
I think eventually it'll make its money back.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Once has it opened up across China yet?
Oh, it's open in China.
It's open China.
It has.
China doesn't have the same reverence for Star Wars, I feel, that
Yeah.
we do in North America.
I think it's the lowest opening weekend ever for a Star Wars movie.
Yes.
83
I mean, everyone's talked about it in articles and on sites and stuff, but it could be a combination of multiple things.
You had to anticipate that too with all the things that happened during the production of this movie. That like it was going to be a bit of a rocky start.
Yeah.
I don't even think it has anything to do with that.
Well, our theater was like half full on opening night of a Star Wars movie. No one in my life has asked me about this. Like, I feel like there's no.
I think there's 3 reasons.
Spikes.
It's a little bit of Star Wars fatigue because we just had Episode 8.
6 months ago.
It's this weekend is notorious for not being that good for. It's like the May 2-4 kind of thing, but in America, it's like Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Right.
So like people are like going away and doing things, not necessarily like watching movies. And also, we literally just had a big movie last week. Deadpool 2 is still carrying over,
Right.
and so it's not the best week.
Yeah.
Let's move on into spoilers, though. So, fair warning: if you haven't seen the film, we're going to be talking about spoilers and things you don't want to know going into it. So, you've been warned.
Elephant in the room.
Yeah.
What's that?
Are we gonna address it?
What?
Let's talk about the big one.
Someone in this?
Yeah, we're going to talk about the timeline. So, Ty,
fuck.
let the viewers know,
Dear
when
God.
do you think this occurred? Was this before?
If you lie, I will tell them what you thought. Continue.
This has to come before episode 1.
And that's not a bit.
You're
This isn't a
literally dead to me.
bit. Is this a bit?
I've said worse than that.
You have.
So here's the
You
reason
did.
Ty thinks
You
this.
thought Lion was a
There is,
time travel
in
movie.
my opinion, an amazing cameo. Not necessarily amazing in the sense of what it means for the movie, but just to me, shocking.
Amazingly shocking.
Shocked. I was literally like,
I never thought the
Squirming
movies
in my
would address
seat.
it.
Yeah.
I wanted to stand up and be like, ah!
Yeah.
I said what the fuck, I think.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Kira,
My
I'm
cousin and
trying
I
to
both
see-
went
how
this.
do we set up the scene?
So Kira, after she kills Paul Bettany and lets Han Solo go with the coaxium,
Which again, confusing.
Not confusing at all.
With her character, like yeah.
I can kind of see
Anyways.
why she's still. She messages her boss's boss, Paul Bettany's boss, reports to the leader of Crimson Dawn, which is a crime syndicate. It's a character in the hood. Pulls back the hood, reveals to be Darth Maul, who no longer goes by Darth because he's not a Sith.
He's just
Apparently, he just goes by Maul because he's a crime boss now. So yeah, Maul's back. Maul's back, baby, with robot legs because he stands up.
Did we see robot
You
legs?
saw robot legs.
Damn it, I missed that. Okay, that makes sense.
So here's what might.
I didn't see
soothe
the
your
robot
pain.
legs.
So
Okay.
Ty, because he saw Darth Maul, thinks it has to be pre-episode 1. But as anyone who knows anything about Star Wars,
I knew he came back with
He's
robot
had a
legs.
life.
so
Post.
he's had a whole series of events happen after his
Okay.
supposed death in Episode 1 in Clone Wars and Rebels as well.
Yeah.
So he's revealed
Don't
to
look at
have
me
lived,
like
and
Don't look
he's
at me
been
like
wanting to
that.
get his
Don't
revenge
do
on
me like
Obi-Wan, etc. I haven't
That's why
seen
I'm
it.
surprised he's in this movie, because I'm expecting the Obi-Wan movie to have Maul in it.
Oh yeah.
Maybe
Well,
this is like setting.
This
him
is
up.
setting up, I think, Crimson.
Crimson Dawn is like a.
Like, you want to see Crimson Peak every time.
That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, this is just setting up that. I think setting up Crimson Dawn.
So here's an interesting thing, and I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say
We're in spoilers. So.
in Rebels he has like a final battle with
Yeah.
Obi-Wan.
That's the thing. We know how it ends.
So we know how it ends with Maul. Let's just say. But there's a
Uh,
big long period in the middle there where we don't know what happened with Maul. So this is clearly when that happens. So there's a lot of material there per se, but I do think it's must be setting up Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
There must be some middle conflict there,
Yeah.
right?
I hope so.
But for me, I was just like, they did it. They're going back to Maul.
Like,
They're going back to Maul. I did not think they were going to do
this
it.
is what the fanboys have like dreamed about.
It's
We
like
wanted it.
this is like if we saw Agent Coulson back in a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he's had like a life on TV and extended
Get
universe
ready.
stuff. But, like,
right? It's
movies
like
have just never
he's dead in the
addressed it.
movies.
Yeah.
But then let's just put him in the show. It's like, okay, we got these Star Wars shows. Who do we get? Let's get Maul back.
Get hyped for
But
March.
we're not going to use him for the movies because he's
Was it Ray Park?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ray
Was
Park.
Ray
Not
Park.
voicing.
Yeah, obviously. Who?
Sam Witwer.
Ray Park didn't voice him originally either.
Yes, I
He
know
was
that,
voiced
yeah.
by some I forgot his name.
Patrick something?
No, the guy
Whoever.
from Guardians.
Oh.
He's not voicing him either.
Yeah,
It's
Sam
Sam
Witwer.
Sam
It's
Witwer
the-
from who plays
Rebels and
voices
Clone
Wars.
Wars.
Yes.
Yeah. See, I just love that moment.
Yeah.
Regardless of the ramifications and the convolution of what's going to happen with the story,
Yeah.
with his character, but
Huge reveal.
I was like, it blew my mind.
Yeah.
I looked at both of you guys. I turned to both of you guys. And
I was
this is
like,
fucked.
It's not what I thought.
Trying to figure. I'm like, is it the Emperor? Is it? Where
Here's
are they
what I-
going?
here's
That's what I
what I
thought too.
thought.
Like even before Hood came up, I'm like, oh, it's just another new character. Like,
Yeah.
I don't give a.
Here's my thought.
did it!
I was like, is there gonna be some Snoke backstory?
That's what I thought first.
I,
as well.
I literally thought it was gonna be Snoke.
Ah.
I had no idea it was gonna be Maul. I'm like, this is Snoke. Is a hood on? I'm like, this is definitely Snoke. Takes it off Maul. I was like,
We almost got the first Star Wars movie without a lightsaber.
Almost. They got one in.
almost. I
Yeah.
had to
Had to get that in there.
Shoehorn.
Yeah.
I guess we can talk about Infus Nest reveal. You said it was underwhelming.
Yeah.
Underwhelming or disappointing?
Both.
Okay.
You didn't like it was a woman,
I didn't like.
and
that
or
it
that she was like a rebel.
some
person?
random person, girl. Like what?
To me, it was weird. I don't mind that that's what her character
Bizarre.
was, but just like how you had like a voice modulator, like it's like a complete.
It was a
I
wet
don't
noodle,
know.
I feel like it was like a fizzle. It was just yeah. Like I feel like they were hiding that it was someone we knew,
That's what I thought too.
but then the reveal, it's just okay. I don't know who this is. What?
Just
I think
based
it's
on
just
the
like
voice.
shock and awe, I think, is what they were trying to go for.
I just expected some big because the way that they
'Cause it's a young
sort of
girl.
showed the character,
Yeah.
like they looked big.
imposing.
Yeah, and like there's
Yeah.
gonna be some like snarling alien, like predator looking alien,
Yeah.
Cool.
but yet it was like this like little girl
Teenager.
It was just it was
Yeah.
like
Even
what?
better.
It's like if she took the mask off and it was like a little baby head or something, like some little tiny alien like
Jesus.
piloting that body or something.
Black
Like,
stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I'm like,
That would have been.
this is
fun,
like
yeah.
this is weird. I don't know. I don't mind her character. It's just it was a weird turnaround from
Yeah.
how she was acting in the first half of the movie, and then there's that reveal, and you're like, okay, now you're a completely different character.
Yeah, it seemed odd.
It was a bit odd.
Warwick
anything-
Davis though.
Bizarre.
He's in there.
Yeah.
Weasel is back from episode 1.
Weird.
Anything specific you guys want to mention?
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't get a Jabba the Hutt or Boba Fett
We
or Guido.
Nah, they're holding that back.
Yeah,
No.
You guys
I
catch
wanted all
the,
three.
I mean Jabba got a reference.
Reference.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't a Boba
We're
Fett.
going to tap
But if they're doing more, they're going to do another solo movie. I would imagine he's going to be.
Yeah,
popping
is that that's got to be
It's not announced or anything, but
no. But
I mean, I guess we
signed
should talk
on-
about how this movie sets up the franchise going forward. Clearly, they want to have a sequel in some manner. It could be leading into a Boba Fett movie. It could be leading into Obi-Wan. Could be leading into Solo 2. Who knows?
I think all three.
Yeah.
So basically, where it ended is
Starting out.
Kira is, she's clearly taken over Paul Bettany's role. I guess she's
Yeah.
now second in command.
She's still like
whatever.
an anti-hero, though, I feel. Because she doesn't tell him that, like, oh, this guy Han Solo took your coaxium, he's giving it to the rebels. She, like, leaves Han out of it. Like, she's conflicted. Like, she still has feelings for him and is protecting him. But at the same time, obviously, is pretty excited to run this criminal underworld.
Well, there's one thing that was somewhat, I don't know about bothering me, but makes me nervous. Like, Han cannot interact with Darth Maul.
No.
That cannot happen, because in A New Hope, he explicitly states, never met a Jedi or a Sith, it's all bullshit, I don't believe in the Force, that's all fake. So massive continuity error if they're setting up, like, Solo versus Maul or something.
No, I don't think they would ever do that.
I don't mind them setting up that Maul's still alive.
But he's not a Sith anymore, right?
He has a red lightsaber. And he will be using the Force if they show him in a movie.
I think
Do
it's
not want
tough.
that. And
Like,
I just don't want that Solo.
I feel like they're
versus
so
Maul. What the
shoehorned
fuck?
with Star Wars. Like, they're forced to retread the same territory over and over again.
It sucks that they had Obi-Wan and Maul have a final battle in Rebels.
Yeah.
Because what would you be leading up to? Like, unless you just redo that in live action, or if they somehow like retcon it or something.
Well, again, they also have like that giant chunk of Maul's. Like, I'm thinking it's more of like it's more about the journey, not the destination, kind of thing, or the journey, not
Yeah.
So it's like there's that giant chunk that I think that's what you're supposed to like. We're going to enjoy a little bit more than the actual.
And that is
sequence.
cool. I am excited about that. That is very cool. And I think even if they had Boba Fett come in, like in this Boba Fett movie, if he comes into contact with Maul, with the Crimson Dawn, and then they finish it with like an Obi-Wan,
He could be part of Crimson Dawn. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
I like the setup. I like it.
What I was gonna say is that it feels like a retread because Kira to me feels a bit like Kylo Ren in the sense where like, she's sort of going towards this dark side, but there's gonna be that moment where she's like, join me to Han Solo or something. There's gonna be that moment. It's gonna be like, pick, I'm with this guy now. Like, you're gonna have to choose. Like, do you want me? Like, if you want me, you're gonna have to like come with me and like do this crimson thing, right?
Yeah.
I want to say peak or something.
Yeah.
Is it Crimson
It's
Tide?
hard.
Like, what is
I
it,
had to spit
Alabama?
out.
What is that?
Yeah, Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide?
Nice.
It's throwing me off. And it's like we've done this before. Like, we've had this conflict.
Yeah.
This is the common thread through all of the Star Wars films.
It's like the third time we're having this conflict now.
And it's like, just give me more like heist stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need this Jedi shit. Like, that's what we have the episodic one
I
for.
was just gonna say that.
Like, I don't need this shit.
It's weird. It's like even with Rogue One, it's like the point of these spin-offs is supposed to be to give you a break from the Jedi stuff and show you other sides of Star Wars, but then Kathleen Kennedy's like, no, like, it's
must.
Star Wars.
People want lightsabers.
Well, here's
Lightsabers.
Maybe
you
we're imprinting on it.
C-3PO.
Like, maybe we're reading too much into it. Like, maybe they will treat Maul as like the crime syndicate crime boss, right? And they'll go at it from that angle instead of it turns into a lightsaber battle where Maul's fighting Han Solo.
Do not want that.
well, there's this one.
Please.
I went.
I have faith. I don't think it will.
I saw this with my my cousin Vincent. Shout out to Vincent. We saw it and we were actually having a similar thought to what you just said there. These movies are not supposed to be what the episodes are. They're supposed to be like there's a very specific shoe print for the episode. What they're going to do, how they're going to be, kind of thing. I think that this comes down to direction. I think with the solo movies. Solo movies.
It's only one Solo movie.
Anyways, I think that it's gonna. I think they need to go like just like a crazy director. They need to have like they need to have someone
Mel Gibson?
like okay, not that crazy, not like anti-Semite crazy.
Rain it.
I'm like we're talking like Tarantino.
Danny Boyle?
Like someone.
Lord and Miller.
Yeah, okay, no, see, like that.
Okay.
But like someone like that who has maybe a little bit more.
Mangold is getting there.
Yeah, see, someone like that, I'd be okay
With
with.
some style.
So, like, I think it just comes down to
Maybe they need
direction.
like Soderbergh or something.
Holy fuck.
Get Ocean's
11
11.
style Han movie.
Holy fuck.
Like that, because like these don't have to follow those shoe prints. These can be whatever they want.
Might. He's doing everything. He's doing iPhone
Yeah.
movies right now. Shit, maybe they need to get.
I mean, are they realistically just going to get Ron Howard again?
To do a sequel.
I feel like this is a
If
last
we're
minute
talking
thing.
about Solo 2, are we saying like Solo 2?
I'm just talking about the standalones in general.
You want more a director with a voice, like
Yeah.
more stylized,
Yeah.
instead of exactly. Yeah, well, like there, you just got one. Mangold,
Edgar
Boba
Wright.
Fett.
Yeah. I was thinking Guy Ritchie.
Solo 2, Edgar Wright. I'm in. The Poor Man's Edgar Wright, Guy Ritchie. I'm in.
Well, is there anything?
Why you gotta say things like that? Like,
Sorry.
Is there anything more specific you guys want to mention before we move on?
I love the moment I thought was the most Han Solo-ish moment when he's having the standoff with Enfys Nest, and he's like, right in that ship right there, I got a
Nice.
full army coming for you guys, and then Lando just flies away. I thought that
Hilarious.
was
He just steps back. He's like,
perfect.
Did you guys get the part where Han Solo clearly shot first?
loved it.
No
Ah,
one
loved it.
can. Yeah.
Loved it.
I was
Loved
No
very
one can
happy
dispute that.
That nobody said, see, you always shoot first.
Yeah.
I like that they did not do that, but I loved that he did.
Because we all got it. We all got
Yeah,
it.
don't
Instead, it's like,
camera
you
us on
shot
the
first.
head.
Yeah.
I like the I hate you, I know. Thought that
Yeah.
was clever.
Instead of I love you, I know.
The Kessel Run was pretty sweet. That alien getting sucked into that black hole was insane.
Kind of cool they explained that thing, that cargo
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Explained that missing chunk from Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
It was already revealed when the Lego set was revealed, so
Did
we
see
all
that.
knew.
Okay,
that was gonna
I'm
happen.
not a child. I will say this: I did think that they were going to do something a little different with the Kessel Run. I thought that it was going to be somehow.
Thought he was gonna run it or something.
Yeah,
It was like a.
I was thinking like they
Kessel
were
Run.
a race.
they were going to be like
A
you know
foot
Han's
race.
going to be flying, and then you're going to have Danny Glover just in the or Donald Glover
Danny
in the back.
Glover.
Shut up, Donald
What the
Glover
fuck?
Getting
just
too old for that.
just in the back, you know, just like doing the Running Man. I don't know, something like that. But anyways, I assumed
America.
I thought that they were gonna do something kind of cool, like because like they said it was impossible to do it with like in anything less than 20 parsecs, I think it was. Like I thought they were gonna do like some
12
sort of
parsecs,
I thought they're gonna do like a black hole kind of thing.
That's exactly what they did.
No, they didn't. They just
They
shot
like
straight
cut the
out.
corner basically.
Yeah, like I thought they were gonna do like this total, like they were gonna pretty much lose, like the battle, like them like trying to fly out. They would lose, fly back in the dark hole, and all of a sudden be like, boom, they were.
Oh, I
somewhere
see what you're
else.
saying. Yeah, that is what I thought also.
Yeah,
Like, it would be a shortcut.
yeah.
They'd get sucked in and be like, oh, we're dead. And then, nope. It would like...
And I thought it would be kind of cool because like technically a parsec is a measure of distance, right? Not a measure of time. So I thought it
So
would
that safe path that people are supposed to take is probably 20 parsecs from that
pro-
black
probably.
hole, and they got to 12 because they went too close to it.
I thought it would have been kind of cool if they had done it like
That's what I imagine.
in
So that's
like,
why he's famous, because he flew it like so close to the black hole and got out.
yeah.
It was more. He like went into like the clouds
Yeah.
and like cut through that.
The
That's how
rocky
he.
fucked up part, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I know
how
everyone was
he
afraid
did it
of it.
in that time. It was that.
Right.
So I just thought it would have been cool if they'd gone through this black hole and then like that would have been like a distance, like a measure of a distance, like they had gone so far.
Still doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make
But
sense.
You know
but
what? We're not gonna.
It would have
question
been. It would have
at
been
this
kind of cool to.
There's no way of saving it.
Yeah.
It's like whoever
Yeah.
wrote the line in the beginning, like
George
in-
Lucas.
like
George?
George fucked up. He didn't do his research.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's it.
Well,
I'm
I
good.
think that'll do it
That's
for
it,
our
yeah.
review for Solo, a Star Wars story. Tim, where can people find us?
People can find us on Twitter at UpRealAtes. You can find me personally on Letterboxd at UpRealTim, and on Instagram at TheCraftPundit.
Do you have Instagram?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I mention it every week, man.
2.5 years.
You can find us on Facebook and on Instagram at Up Real Late Podcast. You can also find me on Letterboxd at Up Real Time.
You can find me on Twitter at Franny25 and Instagram and Letterboxd.UpRealAdam.
You can find myself on Letterboxd at UpRealScott. And yeah, guys, if you enjoy this video, leave a like on it, leave a comment below in the comment section, and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. And as always, keep it real.